Welcome back to Keto Family. Today we're making a low-carb, keto-friendly mac and cheese cup. If this is your first time with us, don't forget, hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. Alright lovelies, before we get started, as always, everything I'm using today you're going to find right down there in the description below. And then at the end of the video is a nutritional information card to give you an idea of what the macro breakdown for this is. That being said, let's get started. Our mac and cheese. I have tried, I would say probably 4 or 5 different mac and cheese recipes, and none of them quite done my belt. I have to be completely honest. I have not found one I liked yet until I found this one. I'm going to show you guys how we make it. It is absolutely divine. You're going to love it, hopefully just as much as we do. Alright, so off with I got a medium-sized head of cauliflower. Once I chopped it up into florets, it came out to be right around 4 cups of florets. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by steaming this, and then while this is steaming, we're going to be making the cheese sauce. Alright, I got my steamer set behind me, let me start this steaming. Alright, so now we're going to move on to making the sauce in the pan here. I'm going to start off with 2 tablespoons of butter. We're melting this over about medium heat or so. Alright, now that our butter is melted, I'm going to go ahead and add the onion to it. I got roughly 2 tablespoons of finely chopped onions. I'm going to give those just a minute or 2 till they start to cook and get translucent. Our onions have started to get translucent here. So next step, I want to add garlic. I got 2 cloves of garlic, and these are pretty good sized cloves. But that doesn't bother me because we really like garlic here. And I'm also going to add 2 ounces of softened cream cheese. And by softened, I stuck it in my microwave for about 20-25 seconds. So we're going to kind of mash this cream cheese to the bottom of the pan so we get good and melted. And also the garlic to cook, we want it nice and fragrant. Now that the garlic has gotten all nice and fragrant and the cream cheese is melted down, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. I probably could have, should have, would have used a smaller saucepan for this, but this was just the first one I grabbed out. Next up, I'm going to add my seasonings. I got a teaspoon of Italian seasonings here and a 1/2 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. And this is a salt and pepper to taste kind of thing, so you can add more, less salt. You can add pepper if you want pepper. I just didn't want it in this recipe. But that's just a personal preference for me. Alright, last up, I got about 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. You don't have to use it if you don't want to use it, but I don't want the sauce to be really runny, so I use this to help thicken it up a little bit. Then I'll stir it in. And as a side note, you can also use guar gum if you have that on hand. I prefer to use that. Or if you don't want to use either one, what you can do is use it here and let it reduce down for a good couple minutes, but it will eventually thicken it up a little bit. I don't think it's as effective, but that will work. Alright, and to this we're going to add spinach. I have a cup of fresh baby spinach leaves here, and all I do is I tore off the stems and rip these up into smaller pieces. And then we're going to stick this in. These will cook down and be almost nothing in there by the time they're done cooking down. So I need just a touch more moisture in this. I'm just going to add a tablespoon or 2 of heavy whipping cream back to it, so it's just a little less moisture than I wanted. Alright, now we're going to add our cheese. So I have 3/4 of a cup of extra sharp cheddar cheese here. I just buy it by the block and then run it through my food processor to shred it down. Then I have a 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese. Add this in and let it melt into it. Alright, so we got our cheese melting here, our cauliflower steaming behind us. I'm going to go ahead and get the pan ready. So I went to the store and I got some prosciutto in these nice thin little slices to line these cups with, but you can also use bacon if you want. I've done that in the past and it comes out amazing. This is very thinly sliced prosciutto, so we have to be really careful not to tear it up. So we're going to use this to make the cups out of. Every time I've tried these recipes that didn't have some sort of, meat lining the bottom, it just didn't quite work out right. So we're going to do it this way. Just be real careful because it rips so easily. Just fold the extra down from the top so it's not hanging out everywhere. Alright, the cauliflower finished steaming. I'm going to go ahead and bring it out to the bowl. Now, if you don't want to take the time to steam fresh cauliflower, because I'm not going to lie, it did take up a while to cut up that head of cauliflower to these nice little bite-sized pieces. You can also use like the bags of frozen cauliflower florets that, you know, cook them in the microwave, but you'll need to drain out the excess water afterwards, or these are going to be really gooey if you don't. Just an FYI. And turn off my heat. Get my cheese mixture. Go ahead and pour this in. Fold it in. Right, just fold the cauliflower into this cheese mixture, vice versa. So now that we've got our cauliflower and cheese all mixed together, we're going to go ahead and add it to the cups. Try to divide it evenly 6 ways. So keep in mind, these are the large well muffin tins, so I'm probably going to get 6, maybe a little bit extra left over. If you're using the smaller well muffin tins, you're going to get a lot more of these mac and cheese cups out of it. So just be aware you need to adjust your prosciutto or bacon accordingly to accommodate for more muffins. Alright, so our muffin tin is filled now with the mixture. So what I got here is some Parmesan cheese. We're just going to top each one with a good sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. I'm putting roughly about a tablespoon on top of each one. Just patting it on. So these are all ready to go into the oven now. I went ahead and preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and these are going to bake for roughly about 20 minutes, give or take. Start checking them around 15, but they probably take closer to 20 to cook in your oven. Alright guys, let's see y'all back soon. Alright my lovely, so this just came out of the oven. It is piping hot. I would not recommend trying to remove these from the muffin tin just yet, as when they're this hot they tend to just kind of fall apart on you. So give them just a few minutes to cool down just a little bit, just so nothing won't fall apart on you. Then we'll get these out of here so you can see what they look like. See y'all back in just a minute. Alright, so I've given these a few minutes to cool down so they're safe enough to handle now. Let's see if I can get them out without making a mess. Just run the spoon around the edges to loosen it. Sorry about that, my battery died. I had to change it. Alright, so I got this out. And I'm sorry I don't have any green onions today. Normally I would top these with a little bit of green onions, but I got some bacon that I cooked up and crumbled up, put on top, and there it is, ready to go. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. I really hope you try this recipe out. Don't forget, leave me a thumbs up down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm making a mess over here.
It's the best part of cooking.
Making a mess?
Making a mess.
Yeah, but then you had to clean it up afterwards.
True, which is the worst part of cooking.
That is true.